I'm gonna give you three reasons why this whole Venezuela thing is a lot bigger than just oil. I mean, yes, oil is a big part of this. We'd be remiss not to mention that Venezuela has one of the largest oil deposits in the world, if not the largest oil deposit in the world. But there's something else that's very valuable underneath the soil of Venezuela. There's a theme to these three things, and I wanna see if you can point out what it is. Reason number one is rare earth minerals. So, military demand for rare earth minerals are projected to triple by the year 2030. I mean, even right now, the US military consumes around 3,000 to 4,000 tons of rare earth magnets annually. I mean, a singular F 35 fighter jet requires 920 pounds of rare earth elements itself. For these reasons and so many others, the Pentagon has identified REEs, rare earth elements, as critical for maintaining technological superiority in the United States. But there's a problem. And here is where our theme comes in. China. China dominates rare earth processing. In fact, China controls 90% of the rare earth mineral processing in the world. They control 90% of magnesium. They control 80% of graphite. They control 62% of the world's supply of fluorspar, which is a mineral that's important and critical to defense technology. So, yeah, China produces 90% of the world's high performing rare earth minerals, the stuff that we really need for really important stuff. And China produces 100% of the refined heavy rare earth elements globally. 100%. Whatever rare earth minerals the United States mines, they export 95% of that to Asia for processing. So, yeah, needless to say, China is pretty far ahead in something that is very important for the future, for AI, for technology, for defense. And breaking that stronghold, breaking that control is going to take at least a decade. So it sounds like they should probably start now, right? Venezuela has coltan, lithium, titanium, all of these things essential for AI and computing, defense and batteries, quantum computing. I mean, the Venezuelan government themselves claim that they held about $1.36 trillion in rare earth mineral wealth. I probably wish they didn't say that now. Now, reason number two is a little bit more complicated, all right? Stay with me here if you can. It's about the petrodollar and US Treasury bonds. See, the petrodollar system allows the United States to borrow money at special low interest rates because the world trades in our currency, the dollar. And we trade with this currency because of a forced demand. We essentially force people to need to trade in dollars. We don't give them any other option. So if you're a country, you're trying to buy oil or you want to settle international debts, let's say you want to just participate in global trade in general, at some point in the process, you've got to exchange your money for dollars, and that exchange rate is going to cut America in on the deal. And that's the petrodollar system we're talking about when we're buying, selling, refining, processing oil. The loss of the petrodollar, which is to say a decrease in the demand of trading in dollars via oil transactions, that costs about $500 billion in incoming revenue to the United States, as so reported by experts. Hold on to that thought and enter BRICS Plus, the competition to the petrodollar system. The countries that make up BRICS Plus now account for about 45% of the global population, 35% of GDP, and actually 30% of oil production. Venezuela joined BRICS in 2024. Not only did they do that, but they started accessing more alternative payment systems outside of the dollar. They started selling 100% oil exports in yuan to China in 2018. You know, Donald Trump don't like that. He want a cut of everything. Venezuela even signed currency swap agreements with China, bypassing SWIFT, which, you know, United States gets a cut off of. I mean, Nicolas Maduro was meeting with Chinese officials literally right before the attack in Caracas. So they're truly looking to save this petrodollar system because without America's hegemony, America's power over the globe is significantly reduced. And the third reason is to lock in hegemony in the Western Hemisphere, colonialism. The relations between Venezuela and China go even deeper than just SWIFT and oil exports. Venezuela and China have had a $60 billion partnership of loans for oil since 2007. China is doing deals all over Latin America. They are getting very friendly. They're even getting comfortable enough to do combat operations in the Western Hemisphere. And America don't like that. You know, you're not just going to practice war games in our home turf. Trump explicitly invoked the Monroe Doctrine in this attack. So they are looking to deny China the ability to position forces and economics in our backyard. Notice how the only person that was captured, harmed, whatever, was the president himself, Nicolas Maduro. The VP apparently was able to flee to Russia in time, but only the president was affected. Literally everybody else in the administration and the government was allowed to stay in power. So what this tells me is that this was a very bold power move by the United States, and it's telling Venezuela and the rest of the Latin American countries that they have a choice to make. Either you'll cooperate with us or you'll face the consequences of cooperating with China. In any case, obviously you see the theme in all of these three reasons. Yes, it is about oil, but more than oil, it's about rare earth minerals. And more than rare earth minerals, it's about a competition with the superpower, a world superpower that's been gaining on us in a lot of important areas. And now what we're seeing is a race, a life or death race to see who is going to control the 2030s and Earth's most valuable minerals. What we're witnessing, as far as American billionaires in the Western world can see, it is a life or death race to see between US and China who is going to control the 2030s and on, and all of Earth's minerals. The New Age space race.